but also I'm a little exhausted because while this is going on here remotely for me in Taiwan, I'm also finishing up an artwork here in Ljubljana involving developing this device and then also a photo performance. And so I've been up late working on that. So, like many of us are these days. Um, so, if I'm a little lethargic today and maybe a little bit more quiet on stream, um, that's fine. So, I'm just going to update some of the things here in terms of the stream infos and so forth. And I will get back to you all in a moment. So I'm going to, yeah, I'll just get working on this for a moment. Okay, so yeah, so today we're going to be trying to work on finalizing what I'm going to be trying to be transmitting over the next couple of days. On the schedule, it said that I was going to begin transmitting today, but I don't really think that's, yeah, that's just not going to be possible today. It's taken me a little bit more time to research some of this stuff and work through it and develop it. So we're going to work on that today. But I also want to recap a little bit the discussion that I had yesterday with Leah Imard and Imacat. So Imacat from Taiwan and Leah from here in Ljubljana. And this was part of the Body as Trans Data conversation. And I was, yeah, it was a really wonderful conversation. We spent an hour and a half talking about different representations of transness and how to manage some of the challenges of representation, of visibility, how to both create new spaces of visibility, but also understand the challenges of that and some of the risks that come with that. And so myself and Ema Kat and Leah, we all shared some of our experiences with that and some of the challenges of that. And, you know, like for many of us, it's quite difficult at times to both be visible, which is sort of a political necessity these days, but also to um, deal with the pushback that sometimes we receive when we're visible. So, you know, this was a really wonderful conversation to be able to explore some of these issues and also go into some of the details of what both Leah and Ema Katz have been doing to, say, create more visibility or create different types of spaces um, for trans or gender nonconforming people. So, Ema Katz with different types of projects to sort of open up access to swimming pools, which, for those of you who aren't trans or gender nonconforming, may sound perhaps odd, but it's very true that many trans people feel very uncomfortable going to gyms or swimming pools or saunas public baths, onsens, and so forth because of the pushback that we would receive if, say, I were to go into the women's locker room, right? Or the women's onsen, and it should be my right to go in there. I identify now as a woman. My identity papers say that I'm a woman. I should have every right to go in there, but oftentimes it is not a comfortable, welcoming space. And oftentimes we would face a lot of pushback. Um, so this is something that I found really powerful that EMACAT had been working on in Taiwan at the college at which she works. Um, and so, it's something that's going to take a very long time, because we sort of have to, society as a whole has to get over the idea that our definitions of male and female, society has to get over the idea that the definitions are based off of genitalia. And that is basically one of the most fundamental issues that we have to sort of disassociate the ideas of male and female from genitalia. But then, if we do that, and this is sort of where we ended up in the conversation, if we do that, then that means that perhaps these definitions of male and female are just not needed anymore. Like, why have them? It's we should not have to limit these definitions based off of one that's so tied to sexual reproduction, and as it is now. And so I think that is a much harder problem um, of terminology, of language, of how we represent or think about identities and so forth. And I mean, obviously, it's not something that's going to happen soon, but I think it's a worthwhile direction to, yeah, work towards. Because, you know, um, why is it that so much of our society is organized around sex? I mean, obviously, there's a long discussion of this in critical theory with, many people, most notably Foucault, writing about this, and lots of feminist authors and so forth, right? But, just to state the obvious, why is it that our societies are organized around sex? Why is it that every time you fill out some sort of governmental official form, they want to know what sex you are? Why? Why does it matter what my sex is, you know, if I'm applying for a driver's license or a passport or something like this? What does it matter? There's nothing to do about reproduction in those activities. So why? Why do they need to know? Um, it's just something that we've gotten so used to as a society. Um, I mean, that if they're asking down, why don't they just ask us for our sexual orientation at the same time? You know, basically, your medical provider should know. Probably your romantic or sexual partner. But besides that, government doesn't need to know. Corporate entities don't need to know, unless have some desire to share that. So, this is a much more difficult and big challenge, obviously, because we also talked a little bit about the fact that, you know, when people transition and they're able to get legal gender recognition, they sort of become subsumed in this new category of female, right? There's nothing to sort of demarcate them as trans or something like that. And in a lot of ways, that's good. But um, but also maybe it's something that we should think about a little bit more and think about whether there are interesting ways to sort of um, represent this differently, I guess. And we also ended up talking about, this. this possibility, that someday that maybe being trans is desirable, right? Um, so so yeah, I actually, sorry, I have a notification that popped up on here. I realized that I need to quit. Um, okay, um, so yeah, but also getting to the discussion, Ema Katz mentioned something really interesting that she had been talking about this project, the Exomio Fragmissions project, with a friend of hers, and talking specifically about the radio transmission part of things. And this friend said this really interesting thing and really moving thing for me, which is basically that this friend was looking forward to sort of being infected, in a sense, by the radio transmissions that I'm going to be doing, infected with some genetic markers of transness, which I find quite interesting, quite fascinating. Um, so, so yeah, I mean, there's quite powerful resonances with this performance that I did um, uh, back in October here in Slovenia at Kapelica Gallery called Trying Plastic Variations, and that actually explored some ideas of infection and contamination, specifically with respect to transness and hormones and so forth. So, I'm really looking forward to starting the radio transmissions. As a heads up, um, these will begin tomorrow. I have secured a rooftop location to do the transmissions from, but I'm going to be unable to do that tomorrow. I'm not able to have access to that tomorrow. So the transmissions are going to come from my place here, from basically, excuse me. The transmissions are going to come tomorrow from my kitchen, living room, studio here in Ljubljana. Um, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be doing it from this rooftop location, which is actually good. It'll allow me to sort of ensure that all of the equipment is running normally, um, that it functions properly, that I know what I'm doing in terms of the transmissions and so forth. So I think what I'm going to do now is I just need to do a quick pause to respond to this message about my other project that I'm finishing up that I go to in the afternoon here. And then I will get back to things here. So just one one moment for a pause. Okay. I also just want to quickly look at before we jump in to the project. I want to quickly look at the Fragmissions web computer, as I'm calling it, that's running at CLab right now. That should be doing some of this decoding, and it's not. Okay, great. Let me try and frequency, not a number. Let me just quit the web browser here and maybe restart it. I don't know. That was giving me something slightly weird. So let's open this up. Okay, should be going to the correct site. Oops, I should close my mails and everything. Okay, looks like it is back to normal, I hope. Let's see if it decodes these signals. I'm probably going to try and do some transmitting somewhere over in this region. So say for 14.05, 14.03. I'm going to have to take a look at the band plan, which is basically the general allocations of transmissions, and it's not exactly legally binding, but it's the conventions of transmissions. And so if you don't end up following it, then yeah, you'll certainly piss off um, the amateur radio community, which is not something I want to try and do with this project. So I'm going to have to look at the band plan for Slovenia, which we'll do some looking at tomorrow to make sure that I'm transmitting in an area of the spectrum, that is reasonable. So I think I'm good here. I just want to take a quick look at PSK Reporter to see what sort of receptions we've been able to receive over the past, say, 24 hours. Really? Is this the last 24 hours? No, this is the old data. Okay, so great. Let me zoom out here a bit. Wow, that's awesome. So from Taiwan, I was able to have some sort of pickup of people from the US, some signals that people were transmitting from the US, so that's great. And then, wow, all the way down to Brazil. I think those are some of certainly my records. Oh wow, okay, so that's happening. Yeah, so that was yesterday. This was yesterday. That was early in the morning. Wow, okay, this is cool. Great, great. So again, there's some likelihood, possibly, of signals being heard. Oh, and there's someone from Croatia. Okay, great. So that's reasonably close to where I am. This is not only for me something that is about looking at how far I can get and so on and so forth. I mean, that's interesting, but it's also about getting ideas, getting an understanding of propagation, um, because it all sort of depends on um, the ionosphere and the the properties of the ionosphere that day, the activity of the sun. All of these things affect radio transmission, propagation, and the probability of it reaching a particular location. This is good to see that we're actually getting transmissions in a nice great circle between Taiwan and um, and Central Europe, where I am. So I'm quite happy about that. And then yes, it's quite cool that I can get all the way down into um, oops, that's too far. Let me zoom in a little bit. Actually, I want to be out a little bit more. I'm going to close this off. I'm going to take a screenshot of this because this is quite interesting. I'm quite happy with this. So let me take a screenshot of this. Oh, we still have it open. Great. So I should have been doing this the last day, but that's okay. PSK reporter. This is all in 20 meters. I haven't been trying different frequency bands. Theoretically, 40 meters would potentially be better. I might change it to 40 meters. 40 meters refers to the wavelength, or you can think about it in terms of frequency, so around 7 megahertz. And that should theoretically allow for even longer propagation, um, but is, yeah, I don't know, 20 meters here is working really, really well. So I'm sort of hesitant to change things to something else, but maybe I will for the purposes of things right now. Um, let's just keep this at 20 meters and say PSK recorder 20 meters. What was this? This was 20, 12, and what is today? Today is the 17th. Okay, 17th. Great. So I'm actually going to relog in to the server. Let's maybe go to the end, go to Jitsi here, open up this, open up the connection here. Actually going to pause Dropbox for a couple of hours because I think that may be causing some of the issues. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 40 meters if I can, hopefully, and we'll see sort of what kinds of signals we're able to get there. Although, well, okay, it's getting tonight. So here's the thing, propagation changes during different times of the day. And so during the day, because of the nature of the ionosphere and the ways in which signals bounce off the ionosphere, higher frequencies or lower wavelengths, since it's an inverse relationship, higher frequencies are better for propagation during the day, whereas lower frequencies are generally better at night. So as it's beginning to get to nighttime there in Taiwan, then the lower frequencies, so 40 meters, ought to be better. So I'm just going to zoom in here and get to. So again, this is actually a good example of a voice transmission over shortwave radio. It's probably a shortwave radio station. I'm pretty sure this is FT8. Yeah, it is. So we're going to get that all going. And then we're going to also, while we're at it, get it out of full screen mode, hopefully. And because I need to maybe turn down the gain also of this, like I was doing yesterday. So, oh man, that's so small. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't do this here. I do it on the other server. Right, right. Okay, so I'm going to close this off. And then we're going to log into Fragmissions. And so we're going to lower the gain to something like the gain that I was using for um, uh, for 20 meters, so 33.8. So let me change that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. It's already pretty low. Okay, then maybe I need to do it even lower. So let's stop the OpenWebRx because I need to know something that's even lower. Let's run RTL test. So if currently it's 22.9, okay, then maybe we need to do, say, 19.7 or 16.6. So let me just make a note of that. 19.7 or 16.6. Yes, is that the ones? Yeah, okay. Let's try 19.7 and see what it looks like. Usually, you'd be testing this based off of what you're able to hear and everything. But since I can't actually hear this here, I can't send sound over this connection. I'm just having to go based off of the visuals entirely, sort of see how it looks. So let's reload this page, right? Because it's going to say, okay, there we go. So it's reloading. We're at a much, this is maybe looking a lot better. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Why did it go to, oh, okay. We don't know yet. I have to go back to 40 meters because for some reason when I restart, it ends up going all the way to 10 meters, which I guess is the default. Okay, we can close the log here. And great. So, I mean, this is the weird thing. There's actually very little, very few transmissions going on at 40 meters. 20 meters is much, 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 much more active. Certainly getting something, but not a huge amount. Let's see what we got here. Okay, reporter. Okay, so the blue ones are the 40-meter receptions. I mean, I'd obviously need to run this for a lot longer, but really the receptions are not very good here. They're really not very good at all. So, you know, this is the thing. You know, theory suggests that we should be able to do better at 40 meters, but practice is really showing us that that 20 meters is better. So you know what? I'm just going to restart the browser. We're going to put it back at 20 meters. The configuration that is the default, and we're going to go from there. So let's just make sure this loads up. And oh shoot, I thought I would go to the home page. Well, let me just click on the home page. Maybe I decided to. Oh, somehow the home page got changed. All right, all right. I'm gonna have to redo the home page here. Oh, interesting. There's another one of those blips that goes across the waterfall here. So as a reminder, that's what this is called, the waterfall. Yeah, see, look, on 20 meters, FT8 is just so active. I mean, it's just not even funny how active FT8 is. So let me just copy this as well and make sure that this gets set as my home page. Because for some reason it's getting changed or got changed. Preferences, home. Yeah, okay. Use current page. Great. So this should be set. Sorry, I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat right now. Okay, so this is looking good. You know, maybe we can begin to look a little bit at this and maybe change a little bit of the look and feel of it. So I'm going to close this down. And yeah, because let's close that down. Let me check on PSK Reporter to see if there's anything interesting that came up in terms of 40 meters. No, didn't think so. All right, let's go back and connect to the other one. To this server. Okay, we're still connected. There's a way for me to basically add some sort of image in the background, and I would like to change that image. So let's do this. Let me write a little bit about the project here, some of the project description. Well, I can just write this here. Oops, wrong line. And since I can use HTML, I can just do this. Radiophonic space with fusion of radiophonic space is the deep time exploration of transgender genetic variants through the infusion of radiophonic space with fragmented and forked representations of genetic information. That's how we're gonna talk about the project today. It may change. It may change some at a time. Okay, let's delete this. Maybe do a break here. Let's sort of say here. Exomio Fragmissions is a project of the Transino Lab, and the Transino, let me just say something else here, is taking place during KILL LAB at CLab in Taiwan, and is run remotely from Ljubljana, Slovenia by Adriana Knuff. It is also a project of the Transino Lab. Okay, great. Let me just edit that. Okay, and we can get rid of, oops, yeah, we can get rid of, is that what I wanted to get rid of? Yeah. Okay. Just a second. I need to deal with something. Okay, sorry about that. Too many things to do. Too many things going on. Okay, I want to change this photo as well because, yeah, we should be able to change it. Let me see if there's a configuration option in here. Open web RX photo. I guess maybe. Sorry, just a second. Sorry, I have to deal with this. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. Um, Oh, wow. I just realized that I have been muted for this entire time. I've been muted for this entire time. Okay, it's a good thing that I have a recording here, and I hope that it has that. Um, oops. See, I'm a little out of it right now. Okay, I'm gonna go for coffee. I'll be back in a moment, and we'll look at the some of the other stuff. Okay, be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. I have caffeine for this last bit of the streaming today. Um, uh, Still cloudy here in Ljubljana, although a little bit of sun. So let's try and work on some of the stuff that I'm going to be transmitting. Um, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all today. I may be working on it a little bit later today after the stream, but then also tomorrow a bit before I do the transmissions. Just want to take a look again because I don't know. I get paranoid that something changes in things that I've recently coded or edited and everything. Just want to make sure that this is all still looking good. Okay, great. Great, great, great. And we've got signals coming by. We've got our stuff going on here. Let's take a look at PSK Reporter to see what we've been getting. PSK Reporter, let's open up the tab here. Let's see about any new. Let's look for the last hour. Not too bad for the last hour. Did I get something on 10 meters? Huh, that's interesting. Wait a minute, I got this in the last hour? Wow. It's gray line propagation for you. That's pretty impressive. Okay. Um, so, let's see here. This is me looking at NoMD. Great. So, let's, yeah, work on some of this. Let's remind ourselves of what we were working on recently. Just a second, let me also go to the HackMD. And here's my daily notes. Right, and did I upload these things yesterday? Yes, I did. Okay, great. So here we are thinking about exploring something about deep time, especially as we were talking about the conversations about variance as perhaps encoding something of this, possibly. We wanted to think about modifying the sources and references in the format itself, meaning the source and reference fields. Wanted to think about the different types of info fields that we could potentially add. And explore, excuse me, the filter field. What should be included, what sort of filters that we would want to put in there to filter particular data in. That's kind of interesting. I think we do need to maybe come up with this way of encoding the information, perhaps using some of the nomenclature that they use for variance, like we were looking at in the Tyson study before, like the C dot nomenclature, and different types of variants as well. So we can begin to think about that. Okay, this is a lot of stuff, but let's see what we can do. So I'm just gonna bring this down. Let's yank all that. Let's go down to day 4. And let's look at this. BCF format. Great. Cool. So what sort of variants, you know, I'm really thinking about this as a code poetry, so we can be very poetic in how we frame these things, right? So this was, I was doing something like QG, right? Which is a description of the quality of genetic analysis that considers the noise present in all forms of sequencing. And, you know, we can try and edit this to be something also just more poetic in terms of its writing and everything too. I just wanted to check here because that's format. Format filter. Right. So this is just filtering in stuff. Okay.
Live streaming is on.
Pull in deep time variance. Okay. But I want to rewrite this as well. So yeah, you're getting to see me write code poetry as well in real time. So that's interesting. Great. Oh yeah, let's update the date of this. Actually, I really should be copying this to day 4. So why don't I do that? Do I have a day 4 here? Yeah, I have a day 4. Right. Copy day 03, Exomio Fragmissions VCF to day 04. Day 04. And Fragmissions VCF. Great. And then also, we need to open up the stream notes again. But Vim is being really slow. Why do you do this sometimes, Vim? Okay. There we go. Build the notes. Okay. So we don't need to put a to-do in there. We can just do this. Cool. Say what's another filter that we want to put in? Say TX, and this is touch transino, touch transino, vibratory traces. Okay. Great. Let's maybe think about some of these info fields of stuff that we can include in here. These seem to be more about numbers or just individual letters. So, maybe we can keep something like this. And maybe the ones that we have right here, right now, I don't think these have to be uppercase, do they? Probably not. So I think we can do something like that. I think the attributes have to be in uppercase. Okay. Oh yeah. Maybe felt. So I guess this FASTA file could be the sequence around these variants, perhaps. Maybe that's something that we can work on a little bit right now. See if I can figure out how to get that sequence. So let me remind myself of what the FASTA format looks like. Or do we want the FASTQ format? Probably the FASTQ format is better for this. And that gives us the sequence ID. Excuse me. Optionally, for encodes the quality values. Okay. So let's go back to NOMAD. Let's oops. Here. Let's look at the ones that we had found yesterday. That were found on NOMAD. Let's look at this one in particular. Oops. That's right. We're not going to be able to do that. Oh, shoot. Why? There we go. I thought I would. Ah, great. Great. So it looks like, let me go back to the study here. This is, which variant is this? This is CDK2. The sexually dimorphic ones, CDK1, 2, should be a G to a C. And okay, great. So let me see here. Let's see if I can understand this. So if I look at this one, sort of center around this, right? So it's the reference sequence is G and it goes to a C. Yes. Yeah. So position 37 in the gene. So we can maybe copy the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could maybe copy the 7 value or the 7 sequences or 7 base pairs on both sides of it. Seems maybe reasonable. So let's do that. Sequences. So this is for CDK1, 2. So we're going to go 7 before that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is an A, G, A, G, G, A, C, which then is the variant G, G. So then 7 afterwards, G, G, G. So that's 3, A, G, T, G. Okay, great. And so in the FASTQ format, we'd have a sequence ID for this, which I need some other examples than Wikipedia of this. Okay, so this is like all these things about that stuff. So we can make our own version of that. So we can say, we've got to say a fast Q example. Second. So let me remind myself how to do this in Pandoc. Pandoc syntax highlighting. Yeah, well, we can do syntax highlighting. That's not a problem. Right. Let's 3 of those. Right. Let's just 3 of those at the beginning. Let's just code. Great. So that would be. Oh, I need to look at something here. I've been trying to learn how to use. Learn the Slovenian keyboard layout, and I don't quite remember everything. So let's see. What's the backtick? Alt 7? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. And then, yep, and that's my code. Okay, cool. So then we can do the @ and so this is going to be the sequence ID. And so this is going to be AGAGGACGGAGTG. And then we're going to have a plus, because that's the next line. And then we have the sequence quality, which we can just sort of play around with as well in terms of maybe writing something. For right now, let's just make it a bunch of equal values. Great. Okay. And so let's call this is CDK12 variant. Oops, not variant. Okay, great. Let's see how it looks. Just curious. Cool. So we can do this for everything around these regions. And we should be able to do it for all the other ones too. Even though they're not found in the database, we can go to that region of the genome and see what we can find. At least in comparison to the reference genome. So let's continue this finish. Okay, yeah, just curious to see if it's formatting things nicely in here. Oh, okay, it didn't run yet. Okay, let's look at this one. And so that one was actually in the genome. No read data available for this variant. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be a good test for me. So, okay, yeah, let's just do this. Let's figure out how to do this because I'm going to need to figure out how to do this in the end. So, let's see here. This goes to a transcript. And I don't exactly know what this means. Let me look here. Which one are we working on? Which one are we trying to work on here? Shoot. Where was I? I was trying to work on the next one here. AKR1C3. And in the Tyson study, AKR1C3 is at position 5144369. So 5144369. Right, so this is where we were before, but I need to search for this in some other reference genome. sequence. Okay, reference sequence database. So let's search refseq. And I want to search, I don't exactly know, but I'm going to try. So T dot, can I just copy this and go somewhere? Homo sapiens protein kinase C theta. Is that what this is? AKC, AKR1, AKR1C3. Wow. What if I just search for AKR1C3? Homo sapiens, AKR1C3. Okay. So hopefully here I can get the sequence. Right, AKR1C3. And I need to go to position 5144,369. So I need to go to position 5144,369. Can I search for that? 5144,369. That's interesting. Because I don't see. I still have not learned how to understand these these diagrams. Can I just genome data viewer? Well, that's annoying. Can I just log in here? Genome data viewer. Okay. Human. Okay. Search in genome. Oh, I can do a location. Okay. So let's try this location. See if it will give me what I want. Okay, there we go. AKR1C3, that's what I'm looking for. Can I zoom in? Because that's what I'm looking on, right? AKR1C3. Yep, okay. And what location am I looking at? 5144. Huh. I still don't understand because it seems like this position is way beyond that. Okay. Maybe it's this one. But no, that can't be right. So that's 5154. And this location is 51. Okay, this is going to blast. No, I don't want to do blast. I just want the oh, okay, so I have to really zoom in. Okay. Search 514. If I do 5144 5144 369 should take me to there. That's a T to an A, but this is supposed to be a C to a G, or an A to a G. Okay, maybe. I don't know. This is something that I think I need to look into a little bit more, at least in terms of whether I'm doing any of this potentially right. AKR1C3. Feeling no, but let's see. Let's see. So let's start. Let's go 7 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's oops. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? So it's 5 A's, CC, and then it's changed to G, and then it's AGG, TATA. Okay, so then we can create this. So this is AKR1C3 variant, and this is the sequence. Oops, open, put, delete that. Okay. Let me make a note here. Do unclear if this is correct. Oops. Okay. Let's do the next one. Let's see how many we can get done today. Maybe this one will be nicer. Oops. Shoot. I did not want to close that. History. Definitely want to have that open. Do we have transcripts? Ah, we got transcripts. Okay. So this is, which one is this? This is PPAR, and PPAR is a C to a T. C to a T, perfect. So we can focus on that nucleotide. And we have these transcripts. I'm unmuted, yes, okay. But I do want to keep the genome data viewer because this is useful. Genome data viewer. Great. Great. Okay, we're on, which one are we on? PPAR, GC1B. And in this sequence, it is, let me move this up to the top. Nope, can't go any higher. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. C to a T. Yes, that is the variant C to a T. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to go C, G, T, G, C, G, G. This now a T, and it's G, T, T, C, T, C, G. Okay. So then we can encode that as a FASTQ format. PARGC, PARGC, 1B. Okay. Great. What's the next one? SPKH1. And then we'll get to the poetry thing. Oh man. Yeah, learning how to navigate these databases is quite tricky. Hence, this is taking a little bit more time than I perhaps was expecting to do this. It's yeah, just a little bit of time. Which genome are we looking at now? SPHK1, SPHK1, and what's the change here? A C to a T, is that correct? Yep. Okay. So let's get the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's TGCACAC. This changes to a T, and it's TTG, TGCC. Okay. And I don't think we need to make more of these examples here. We know how to do that, and we'll do that later. Okay, next one. Let's get this done today. CTNNA2. CTNNA2. And let's hope we have a sequence. CTNNA2. We have a sequence, and this is from a C to a T. Is that correct? CTNNA2, which is a C to a T. Yep, it is. So let's see what this looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So GGCGCTC changes to a T, AGGACCT. Next is SINPO. And for SINPO, this is a G to an A on here. SINPO, G to an A. Yep, so that matches up with what it should be. SINPO, is it SINPO1 or SINPO something? Not just SINPO. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. CCCCTTG, and it changes to oops, there's a couple of options here. It changes to an A. Oops. Changes to an A, and then GGAACTT. Next, we have 2 left, maybe 1 left. Oh, okay. TNN. TNN is an E to a G. Yes. TNN is an A to a G. That was the variant we found. And we go Oops, too much. AGA. Cool. Okay, so that is all of this. I think we could potentially put all of these in one FASTQ file. So why don't we do that? Okay, so we're already in here. So let's do Exomio Fragmissions.fastq. We'll just put all of these in here. Oops. I'm going to, for now, put this in the stream ID or the sequence ID, and we'll fix that later. And then we just do a plus. Oops. Sorry, a plus. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. And then we'll just figure out a different way to express this stuff later. You know what I mean. No, you probably don't, but I'll explain later. And then we'll take care of all of that in a moment. So, great. Let's, oops, fix this. Perfect. And then we can just do this. And this. Cool. So we have a FASTQ file. Let me change this to a FASTQ file. Great. We'll do some editing of this later for sure. And I think I may finish up here for now because I am, yeah, I think we're getting somewhere with this. I think in terms of what's actually going to be transmitted, it will be something about maybe the FASTQ file and not the whole BCF thing, although we can maybe think about doing this through, I don't know, some sort of BPSK or something like that. Yeah, so let me just do the usual here. Let me get rid of this because we don't need to duplicate those notes. Let me update that. Let me update the notes in HackMD. Yeah, let's go here. Okay, great. Ah, it actually does the coding there. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then maybe I will actually also add here Exomio Fragmission.fastq. Let's just do this. Let me load it up. Just make a note here to be edited later. Just copy this also to the stream notes file. I know I have this in so many places, but I think it's just better. Cool. Great. Let's view it. Great. Cool. Let me do a couple more things here. Once that is finished running, I will add all of these files to this git add. No, I just need to add the directory. Git add day 004. Did I end up adding all of this stuff here from day 3? I can't remember. Ooh. I should not be doing those swap files. Reverse git add. I really need to have some get ignored. Git reset. Okay. Git reset. Exomio Fragmissions. That's cute. Git reset. Exomio Fragmissions. ECF. Okay. That's better. Okay. Updating day 04. Files. Great. Push. Let's quickly go to Illustrator and make ourselves oops. Really? Still quitting? No. I just want to very quickly make image for this. Okay. Let me quickly take a look at the GitLab. See, I got uploaded. Great. Did. Wonderful. No, I didn't upload day 003. No, I need to. What do I have under here under materials? Oh, right, it's all of that stuff. Okay. From yesterday, let's add all of that. Commit everything. Got to upload day 03. Perfect. Go to Illustrator. Let's open up day 002. .pdf. I'm going to quickly include the FASTQ file here that we have. And okay, that's taking a while to load. Save as day 004. Let's do this. Let's get out of isolation mode here. Perfect. Let's just delete this layer. Let's edit this layer. Oops, it's locked. So I need to set the layer. Yeah, I should be able to. Why am I not able to select it? Oh man. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh, because that's no. Why am I not? Oh, it's locked. Okay, that's why. That's weird. Okay. Video 4 sequences and um, radio propagation. Maybe I'll just call it radio prop. Cool. That thing was it? Saw that. Okay, then we can lock that. I see what's going on. I guess for some reason I was not able to see that all of that was locked. Okay. So then I can maybe let's go to this and let's actually just paste everything. Actually paste? No. Let's paste this in there. Oh, come on. Why aren't you pasting? There we go. Let's change the text size to be something like 100 points. And let's change the properties of this layer to be something less than 26% for sure. Maybe we actually do it just full like that. I decrease the size, maybe. I do something like this. Like that. Do something like this. Great. Maybe run this all the way to the top. Yep. And then we can actually delete this layer. Right? Yeah, we can delete that layer. Oops, this should all be changed now to not be exo, but to be, oh no, we have deja vu sans mono. Oh, and this should be auto. Maybe we change, oh, I see what was going on. I changed that. Okay, this needs to be, say, 100. Yeah. Maybe I can make it even smaller. Maybe even fit another one on here. I'm going to have to go very soon here. Smooth this over. Well, that doesn't necessarily look super good. Why is it doing that? I don't want it to. This is definitely not what I wanted to do. I just want to work on this one. Change that size. There we go. And let's maybe make all of this bigger. If we do it 140. No, and it's really, oops. Don't go away. 110. 100 it is. Don't really have more time to figure that out right now. But behind all of this, we can put the PSK reporter image. Okay, we're done with that right now. Exomio Fragmissions, events, LKL, sessions, day 04. Let's put the PSK reporter image way back there. Oops. Wait a minute, what did I just do? Okay. Let's cut that, put it on a new layer, call it background, move it to the bottom, do that. Oops. Lock this layer. Do something like this. And something like that. Something like this. Let me make this even bigger. I think I can do that. Yeah, great. Do it something more like that. There we go. That's looking good. Let's change the properties of this. Decrease that. That's great. Let's go back to the layer that is locked here. Let's change the font color to be the one that we really like, or that we tend to be using right now. Oops, we have it on here already. I can just copy this font color. What's that? Let's go here. Just change the font color to be that. Great. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is interesting. We have it saved as a PDF. Great. Let's upload it. Wall text or wall files. And this could be Exomio Fragmissions, diagrams. See how this looks as a PDF. Maybe let's just, okay, this isn't quite enough. Let's duplicate it. And move it over. Oops, no. Select all on the layer group, and then move around. Maybe let's move out a little bit. No. Let's create outlines. Let's duplicate this layer again. Duplicate it again. No, that's looking kind of crap. There's just a little bit too much space with everything. So maybe what I will do is get rid of the spaces here. trash that one. Let's go in here. Let's get rid of these spaces. Oops. Those spaces just look weird. And they're not needed right now. Let's maybe make this 140. Paragraph. Full justified. 160. 180. No, that's too much. Oops, this should be auto. Yeah, that's too much. Can we turn off hyphenation? Yeah, that's way too big. There we go. I think that is better. Just one thing. Let's move everything over a bit so it's not completely. Great. Let's take a look. Yeah, I think we can do something with that. So I'm going to upload this and then I'm going to be done with the stream for the day. So tomorrow I may not actually be on stream itself. I may just be doing video things. We'll see. But we'll figure out some way for people to know what to listen to. So thank you for those of you who were watching or came by in the gallery today. And I'll be signing off for now. All right. Ciao, ciao.